Don't let sneaky marketing fool you when it comes to knowing whether foods are healthy or not. Hello, everyone. My name is Zippi. I'm a registered nurse and certified food addiction counselor. And welcome to Zippi Live, my weekly vlog where each week I take a favorite subject of mine. And today I want to talk about something that I think is even more dangerous than all the candies and cakes and cookies and stuff that are sold in the supermarkets are these products. Excuse me, the sun is in my eyes, so I'm going to do that. Are these products that are portrayed as healthy when the exact opposite is true? And this is not done by mistake. Okay. Many times, this marketing a product as if it's something that's healthy, like putting a picture of an athlete, of a famous athlete on it, or making all these like claims like whole grains, no added sugar. We'll talk about that one in a second. All these things really can be so misleading. And many times it's just like these shtiks that the food industry have to fool you into thinking that a product is healthy when it really, really isn't. I want to give a great example. Okay. I once went, for many years, I worked in the pharmaceutical company. And one time our company went on a trip, like we went and we visited a winery. And in this winery, they make pure grape juice. And well, it's not pure. That's exactly what I found out. They put in it 100% made from 100% grapes, only natural, and all these things. But it ends up that they use grape sugar to sweeten this grape juice. So you think that you're getting just sugar from grapes, but actually your body is getting even more sugar than if they had just taken the grapes and squeezed them. For another good example is like if you have a date snack and it'll say no added sugar. Legally, they're allowed to put in date honey because no added sugar actually just means that has been no sugar added that doesn't come naturally in the food. But the company can add sugar that is a natural sugar of that product. So you can have a date bar that has in it date honey, and you're getting more sugar. The body doesn't care if that sugar comes from dates or bees or maple trees or any fruit, agave fruit, or whatever it is. The body's getting more sugar. So what happens is people think that they're eating a low sugar product because there's no added sugar, and there's a ton of sugar in the product. So these are things that it's very, very important to pay attention to. Or something will write with whole grains. And if you'll read the label, and if you know how to read a label, then you'll find out that maybe like 15% of it is whole grains. But what about the other 85%? It has in it starches and sugars and white flour. And don't forget, starch and white flour is ingested into the body as sugar. And sugar raises insulin. It makes the body produce fat. The sweet sugars can cause fatty liver and overconsumption. If you ask me, this is one of the main reasons for overconsumption of sugar by the general population. Because when you eat a chocolate bar or an ice cream, you know you're eating a lot of sugar. But when you eat this, like what looks like a whole grain cracker, and it ends up that it's just a cookie in disguise, if you know how to read the label, those are even more dangerous because people are eating a lot of sugar in these processed foods and they don't even know it. So I'm going to give you 3 tips how to prevent it. This is one of the things that I talk a lot about with my clients. I actually teach my clients to really know how to read a food label. And this is something that, by the way, it took me like 3 years to educate myself on this, right? Researching what the health ministry and all the different laws and what's the food industry allowed to do. It took me 3 years to do it. I teach it to my clients in about an hour. But it really, sometimes you really need to know what you're talking about. So of course, on a live of a few minutes, I can't do that for you, but I can give you 3 major tips, what you should do when you are going shopping. Now, first of all, obviously, if you eat food that doesn't need a label, that's the best thing, right? Eat the real food, eat the food that God and Mother Nature meant for us to eat. But having said that, anything that does have a package, the first rule of thumb is if it has more than 4 or 5 ingredients, first of all, you have to read the ingredients on any packaged food that you buy. That's the first tip. And that's really critical. If if you're older and you need reading glasses, take them with you to the supermarket. Or if you're buying online, read the ingredients of the foods that you're buying, because it's really, really important, especially if there's all these claims on the front of the package, like whole grain or no added sugar. Don't believe what you read on the front of the package. Believe what you read on the back of the package. You have to look and see how much sugars there are. How you have to see where the ingredients, read the ingredients, what's actually in the food. Having said that, the ingredients don't exactly tell us what they've done to the food. It just tells us what's in the food. So another thing is that you have to know if there are more than 4 or 5 names or things listed on the ingredients, then you are probably getting a hyper processed food, which means that there's all kinds of added stuff there, like starches and sugars and stuff like that. And my recommendation is to stay away from those foods. Really get foods that have a minimum amount of ingredient, especially if those ingredients are things that you can't pronounce, or a 10-year-old kid doesn't know what they are, or it's not something that you have in your kitchen. So these are the other things. And the third tip that I'm going to tell you, and this is also super important, is to learn by heart the different names of sugar that the food industry has. Because I think now there's like over 70 names for sugar, but there's a list of about 20 or 30 of them that are the most common. And I will be if you sign up to my newsletter, that's in the link in the description of this video. Very soon, I will be sending out a freebie. I will be sending out a list of the sugars for people who will want it. So you should definitely sign up to my newsletter. You'll also get a weekly recording of Zippi Live, and you will get the list of sugars, because people don't know that barley malt is sugar. People don't know that when it writes, there's there's a whole bunch of names for sugar, but our body doesn't care what name the food industry gave it. Our body ingests it and metabolizes it as sugar. So this is very, very important to know. And sometimes food companies actually they put in different sugars or make different names for the sugars, in order to really purposely confuse people so they won't know what they're eating. Okay, so this is definitely, I saw this one clip that in Malaysia they promote this chocolate drink as something that gives you energy and is good for sports. Right? By the way, these sports beverages, right? Sometimes they have 40% sugar in them. So this is not something that is healthy. And so it's very, very important not to even to completely ignore any claims that are on the front and start reading the back of the package. Please educate yourselves. Find out all the different tricks and stuff that the food company does. I definitely recommend Michael Moss's book, Hooked, and also Gary Tao's book, The Case Against Sugar. There they talk in length about the things that the food industry does to our food that we don't know about. It's quite shocking. So please, it's really, really important. And if you want to eat healthy, especially in today's nutritional environment, you gotta self-educate. And here's my last tip to you. This is my rule of thumb that I teach my clients. If you look at a packaged food and it just looks like you read some claim or something on the package that is too good to be true, you're probably right. So thank you for joining me for today's Zippi Live. If you're interested in working with me, you can contact me in the email that will also be in the description below. And you can also set up a 20-minute free strategy call. My specialty is sugar detox, and really changing the way people think about sugar, about food, and to help people overcome sugar addiction. So thank you so much for being here. Like and share this video. If you're watching it on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, please like it, subscribe, and I will see you again next week on Zippi Live, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Israel time, 9:30 Eastern Standard. Have a wonderful day and a great evening. Bye-bye.